Hey everyone, welcome to the 41 Strong Podcast. My name is Chuck Tate. Great to have you with us today for episode 117. Can you believe it? 41 Strong is a podcast that delivers encouraging scriptures and stories to help people like you hold on and stand strong. And somebody to help do that today is one of my good friends, Pastor Bob Martin. He is the pastor of Grace Fellowship in Morton, Illinois. Pastor Bob, great to have you back.
Good to be here.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, today you're going to be on for our first 10 minutes, and then I have another guest named Kim Martin, no relation to Pastor Bob Martin, and we're going to talk about two separate events that are going on. So today we're going to spend our first 10 minutes talking about something, really something that God birthed in you more than a year ago called Watershed Awakening.
Right.
And I had the privilege and honor to participate last year, and I get to participate again this year, and it's kicking off tonight. Right? 7 o'clock. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what to expect?
Well, I believe it's going to be another good conference like it was last year. We had 6 speakers, 3 nights. Each speaker gets about 15 minutes per session, and I believe it's going to be a powerful. We got a good lineup this year. Pastor Joe Garrett, Pastor Rob Martin, Pastor Vicki Schmidgall, myself, you, and then Pastor Jack Shoup from Kentucky. So it's going to be an excellent conference on revival and awakening to the things of God, and I believe it's where we should start our year off, is looking at this new year is how can we get closer, how can we cause the revival to come up on us.
Awesome. So this was really a vision you had, more than a year ago. In fact, I remember when we met for coffee and you started sharing a little bit at first. So those that are wondering, why Watershed? What's Watershed Awakening?
Watershed is a turning point, a specific, if you look in the dictionary, the term for watershed, and there's actually 2 terms, but the first term that I used was it's a change of events. It's a point of change. Other terms of watershed is like where your rivers flow out and go in different directions, and that becomes a watershed also. So either one works, because our desire with the watershed and the whole concept of it was to get people enthused about the things of God in their own life first. And that's what it takes first, is their own life. Get them enthused about things of God in their own life. And then that's going to be an outpouring, because it's a pivotal change in them. And then that should flow out of them into other people and the community. And that's been the point for the past couple of years.
Excellent. And last year, it was held at the Stony Creek Center in East Peoria, and this year it's going to be held at Rock Church.
Rock Church.
And I just got to figure out how to get there. No, so we're happy to be the host building, if you will, and I'm just excited to see what God's going to do. I know last year.
I think that, and actually after thinking about it, we talked about other places, but Rock Church is a watershed point. It has been since the inception of it 20 years ago. It's a place where you brought difference to the area of Peoria. And I know a lot of people go to Rock Church. I know the changes that's in their lives simply because of an impact that was in your life. And so it's a perfect place for us.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's been quite the journey. We've learned a lot of what not to do, and but we've learned that's the key. Important thing, and we're still going. And as you know, ministry is not easy. Ministry is difficult because life is difficult, and wherever there's people, there's problems. So church and ministry is messy, and you're a counselor as well, so you know all about that, right?
Yes.
You want to jump in?
Well, I mean, it is, and I think the only difference, and I think in my counseling sessions have changed, basically just straight up biblical anymore. I don't pull the Bible out and pound the scripture on, but I know the word well enough, like you, that's going to come out of me, because it was a point in me, and now it's flowing out. And my prayer is because people come in and their life is a mess for whatever reason. Not that they're a mess, but the things have hit.
Sure.
Life changes every day, and it's like, so they come in, and I know the only success that they can have is if they turn everything over to God, and that's the key.
Yeah.
So trying to bring, as you do with this program or the other things you do, trying to get people to see God in a unique, different way, personal way, and again, that's a watershed moment.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's going to be great. And I personally want to say thank you for all the people you've invested in our church and as a counselor. And maybe a lot of people listening or watching today probably don't realize, but usually when somebody comes to me or our executive pastor, we usually meet with somebody once, sometimes twice, and then we send them to you.
Yeah.
Because that's your expertise. You are a gifted counselor who is going to give everyone the biblical view and use the word, what the word says. And I just love that. I mean, part of your skill set is you just have a gift to counsel people. And I've had a number of people that have seen you, that are still seeing you. I've had a lot of people come to me and say, "Man, Pastor Bob is so awesome. He's helped us and helped me."
It's
and
not me.
So thank you.
If I had to do it on my
own.
own, I couldn't do it. But God does work through it, so I believe.
Well, I'm excited that this Watershed Awakening vision has come into fruition, and now we're into year 2. Yes, so we just want to invite those of you in the Peoria area that are watching and listening, whether you're watching live right now or whether you're going to see this later on. But the Watershed Awakening is a conference that will take place tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night. So tonight, your son, Rob Martin, is kicking things off along with Pastor Joe.
Yep.
Pastor Joe.
They're both good preachers, and you're going to hear a good word from both of them. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's going to be a good evening. And tomorrow night, Pastor Vicki Schmidgall, who pastors a church in East Peoria.
Yeah.
Chris Live. And then I'm on Thursday night also. And then Friday night, you start off the night, and then, excuse me, and then Pastor Jack Shoup from Georgetown, Kentucky will be
Georgetown, Kentucky.
So, and it all starts at 7 o'clock every night, and we're going to have music.
Yeah, we're going to have, our worship pastor, Lance Valentine, is going to do a couple songs each night. So we'll have a couple songs. But the focus of Watershed really is the Word.
Yep.
It's the Word that changes people. We know worship ushers in the presence of God, and in His presence is fullness of joy. So we're gonna lay a foundation with worship, and then turn the two pastors loose tonight. And I remember Pastor Rob from last year, hilarious, a gifted communicator.
That was a good message.
I know you're going to love him. I haven't heard Pastor Joe, so I'm looking forward to hearing him. And then, of course, tomorrow night, I know it's going to be good. I have not heard Pastor Vicki. I know her, but I haven't heard her speak, so looking forward to that. And, of course, meeting Jack Shoup. So 6 pastors, 3 nights. It all begins at 7 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tomorrow, 7 o'clock Friday night, Rock Church, 1081 Upper Spring Bay Road in East Peoria, directly off of Route 116. So for more information, you can get all the information right here on the Peoria Area Church page that we're streaming from. There is an event on this page. Just scroll down till you see it, click on it, and you can get all the information.
We will have childcare also.
And there will be childcare provided by Grace Fellowship Ministries. So we hope to see you either tonight, tomorrow night, all 3. Just one night. We just get here because we know it's going to be.
It's going to be powerful. Every night's going to be powerful in itself.
Any final thoughts? Any final words?
I thank you again for letting us be at Rock Church. I thank you for everything you have done for this conference since we talked about it over a year ago, and I believe it's a thing for Peoria. I believe it's something that we'll continue to do because I believe it's important to Peoria.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, we know that and revival brings change, and that's really what God's called us to live different.
Yeah. And
the way we do that is renew our mind with the Word. What better place to?
When you're feeling driest, that's where you have to go to the Word first.
Yeah.
And you and me both, we're pastors. We've been doing this a long time, but we have dry moments. We get desert spots.
Yeah.
And the desert spots, you have to find something else something that will recharge your battery.
Yeah.
And January, which is when God first told me this, it was like, January, conference in Illinois? Are you kidding? Last year, weather was great. This year, I believe the weather's going to be great. There's forecasts and stuff, and I don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know that God will make straight the path. The key is if you're feeling dry, get to the watering point.
Yeah.
And that's the watershed.
Amen. And if you need to, grab a sled and come on out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. Well, Pastor Bob, great to have you. I look forward to seeing you tonight.
All right. Sounds good, brother.
All right. Well, that was Pastor Bob Martin. He is the founder of the Watershed Awakening. This is year 2. It all begins tonight at Rock Church at 7 o'clock. So come on out. Well, right now in the studio, coming to hang out with us is Kim Martin. She's the founder of an organization, motivational and leadership called I've Decided.
Yes.
And she hosts 3 conferences every year, and there is one taking place this Saturday at Richwoods High School.
Yes.
In the auditorium. It's going to be cool.
And I love what the pastor just said. We've been praying over the weather, and you know what? We trust that God's going to make the pathway for us.
Yes, yes.
And that's what we're believing.
Yes. If not, we'll follow the snow plows. And
Hey.
we'll get everybody in a line. And
You know,
yeah.
we've already had a massive snowstorm, so now we are over that major fear. So now if it'll just snow a couple inches, that won't scare people too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
A few people, but not too many.
Yeah, well, I know most of the churches in the Peoria area canceled last weekend, and I know no pastor wants to cancel 2 weeks in a row. So we're going for it.
Yeah,
nothing stopping the conference. I've decided to go no matter what.
No, right? So that's what it's all about. It's about sticking that stake in the ground and about saying, this is what I'm going to do, even in the midst of a snowstorm. You know, this is what I'm going to do, because there's always a good excuse. We can find a reason to not do what we know we need to do. Because really, we don't really sometimes want to do it because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's easier to stay comfortable, to stay home, to stay on the couch and watch it snow and think, oh, well, it's snowing. I should have went, but it's not my fault. I can't go. You know, unless it's a major... You know, we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I have no plans on canceling at this point.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. In fact, first of all, hey, welcome to the podcast. Great to have you.
I'm so excited
back.
to be here.
Yes.
Excited you're gonna be with us this Saturday too.
I am honored and excited.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. So why don't you tell our listeners to those that are watching right now, what I've Decided is all about.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, really. Our purpose is to help people achieve their goals and dreams. And we, statistically, Pastor Chuck, 9% of the population are fully successful in what it is they deeply desire. And our mission is to turn that number around. We want people to recognize that they have a purpose, that they have something unique that they need to do, and figure out what it is that's stopping them from doing it, and teach them how to overcome and to go all in on what they were born to do, and provide them all the resources they need.
I love it. So this weekend is going to provide a lot of tools, a lot of different voices. In fact, I thought I would is there still opportunity for people to sign up and go?
They can, absolutely. We can register up until the last minute, really, at I'veDecided.org. If you go to I'veDecided.org, it takes you to the main page, and you just click on opportunities. Under opportunities, you'll see a list of all the events that we do, and click on the motivational conference and get all the information. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to read some of the stuff that's happening Saturday, because you're going to want to get here and take advantage of all the resources that will be available Saturday. And again, it's I'veDecided.org for those of you that want more information. But we have Kathy Lehman, right? And she will be doing a session called "This Is Not a Dress Rehearsal, It's Your Life." I love that. We don't get a second chance to live. This is it, right?
This is it. And so, we got to stop making excuses. Yeah. The snowstorm's coming. There's always something coming,
Something always happens.
Yeah, stick the stake in the ground. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You got one shot at it.
I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to share a little illustration. This morning I got up early and got in the shower, got out, got dressed, had the kids, had to run out and, make sure we can get out of the driveway. Right. They wanted donuts, and then I had to, so I just, I threw on some sweats and got dressed after I got out of the shower, and then I grabbed a shirt and a hoodie and a different hat and out the door, and I realized when I got here I didn't have pants. So I'm wearing sweats, pants? But you can't. I mean, yeah, no.
Just to that, as I'm looking, I'm like, wait, you don't have on pants?
Well,
no, he does.
Yeah, I'm wearing pants, but they're sweatpants. I forgot jeans today.
That would be funny.
So anyway,
I don't know. I probably shouldn't have looked, but I couldn't help myself.
yeah. So life's not a dress rehearsal,
That's
but
right.
yeah. So it's just go. So
YOLO.
there's no turning back.
YOLO, right?
Here we are. That's going to be the first session in the morning.
That's one of the options. Yes.
All right. Then the next speaker is Eileen Setti.
Dr. Setti. Yes, Eileen Setti.
Chasing dreams and paying bills. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, she has a really cool story because she got her PhD at 40, and but it was a dream of hers since she was like 12. She knew she was going to, it was just something she always wanted to do. And so she has a true story of, doing something hard while having to pay bills at the same time. Wow. And so just a great message. And
41 came for her.
It comes for all of us. At least that's what you say. That's what the Bible says. So I believe it. Yep.
Wow, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. And then we also have speaker Stephen Toney.
Yes.
And his talk is called For Young Adults Only, Happy, Healthy Relationships.
Yes, so he's going to be speaking to, we have about 15 to 20 teenagers at the conference.
Oh, wow,
and
cool.
so he's going to have a special message just for them. And it's about, how to have healthy relationships. It's hard for these kids this day and age. Their relationships really are built around their phone and texting and all that good stuff.
What?
I know. And that's their life. And we want to embrace that and not make them feel bad about it, because this is the life and it is what it is.
Sure.
However, they need to, the healthy relationships are so important too. And he also won our Take the Stage competition. So he's actually going to share a message with the whole audience too in the morning.
Awesome.
And it's really cool. He's a young guy and has just a mission, and he cashed it all in for his dream to be an inspirational speaker.
Awesome.
Love it.
I love it too. I'm looking forward to meeting him and hearing him. So then in the afternoon, a couple sessions. I'm doing one called From Dreaming to Doing.
Yes.
And it's one thing to dream. It's another thing to see that dream come to fruition.
Yep.
Hope deferred. Proverbs tells us hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled, a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. And everyone has dreams. And one of the things that we're going to unpack is you're never too young to dream and you're never too old to dream again.
That's right.
Hopefully you can get there for that.
Yep.
And then we also have Mary
Ardapple, yes.
Ardapple Dirker?
Dirker. Yeah, Mary Ardapple Dirker.
Okay.
And she was the founder of Apple's Bakery. A lot of people know her. She's a famous person
My
around.
wife's a fan.
I know. She's hey, Mary. She's a famous person in Peoria, and we love her. And she just has an amazing message of, just owning who you are, really. Her book is called These Hands of Mine. And I'm just, she's just a great inspiration and a mentor to so many people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her
Yeah.
and hearing her. So a lot of great speakers. You're speaking.
Oh, I'll
You're
be
gonna
speaking.
Throw it down.
It's
So
possible.
I'm
And
looking forward to hearing you.
Yeah, I'm going to kick off the day. I'm kind of the morning and the afternoon, kind of hopefully tying it together. And I don't know if, so Brett Elliott, the principal of Richwoods High School, have you ever met him?
I don't think so.
You're going to love him. You'll be fast friends right off. He is just a highly motivational guy. He's going to be speaking on a message called Fierce.
Ooh,
And he's going to be a stage speaker for all of us to hear. Just, man, what he's doing at that high school is just so cool. And really, it's applicable to our life. What he's teaching those kids, the standard of excellence, is really applicable to all of us, and it's just going to be super powerful.
So there you have it, guys. Peoria area, if you live here, do your best to get here, because usually to take advantage of a motivational and leadership conference on this level, you got to go to Chicago or St. Louis, but we got it right here.
You got to pay a lot of money to do it.
Yes.
And, we're doing it right here in Peoria, and we're going to keep doing it until we're selling out the Civic Center.
There you go. All right. If it plays in Peoria.
It'll play anywhere.
Come
That's
on
right.
Now.
Yep.
So I'veDecided.org. Go check it out. I'veDecided.org. Again, the conference is Saturday from 8 to 2:30?
Check-in is at 8 and it goes till 2:30. Again, whether we're not planning on canceling, we're believing that God's going to pave the way for us, but He is
Amen.
God and we are not. So if He decides there's a better opportunity for us on another day and we really truly get a serious blizzard that would put people's lives in jeopardy to try to get to a conference, we will reschedule. So don't worry if you, here's the thing, register.
Yeah.
Believe God's going to make a way for you to do what you need to do. And if He believes there's a better day for us to do it on, know that we will reschedule so you won't lose anything.
Yeah.
And we'll have a repeat day. So
All right.
it will go on at some point in the early part of the new year. We're praying for this weekend, but we'll see what God has in store for us.
Amen. So please go sign up. It's going to be great. I know that some Rock Church friends are going to be there. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And for those of you that aren't part of Rock Church and you are looking for something to perhaps motivate you to pursue your dream, you can live your very best life now. Live the very best life that God's created you to live and take advantage of getting some resources and tools to motivate you, to inspire you, to challenge you, to encourage and equip you. And that is Saturday, I've decided. So,
Yes.
Hey, Kim, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and
Thanks for
and be
having
here.
me.
Yeah.
I just love what you do and
Thank
hear
you.
amazing things about your church. I know I've got some buddies that go out there, so awesome.
Well, thank you. Well, I look forward to seeing you Saturday.
Yep. See you then.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today on 41 Strong. Again, my guests have been Pastor Bob Martin of Watershed Awakening, and then Kim Martin, no relation, right, with I've Decided. We look forward to seeing you very soon. For our producer, Mike Sable, I'm Chuck Tate. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Awesome.
PeoriaLife.com